Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And today, wartime investing, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. Earn while you can because it's up, it's down, because you never know what's going to happen yesterday or today or tomorrow. Because somebody could say the war is going to end very soon. So, what does that mean? Oil prices start coming down. If you are in the markets and investing, you can make hay. You can make money while the manipulation is real. And welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. Stop struggling now, gear. Check. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. All right. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for being here. Now, as far as everything goes, make sure you share the video because you never know who's out here looking for information or who's out here that needs this information. So, once again, that would be awfully kind of you. Also, make sure you check the chat room, whether you're watching this live or on replay, because the first thing first, findhelp.org. That's right. That's what you need in America. A little bit of help financially, job, health, medical, caregiving, bus passes, down payment for rent, or down payment for a home. Well, once again, go to findhelp.org. That can help out you and anybody in America that has a zip code. That's right. The state helps you. Federal government helps you because that's where some of the funding goes. Now, some of you, as you know, wartime investing, unfortunately, spending $1 billion per day and then some. That's our hard earned money that could be going to helping Americans. Just saying. Let's get into it because wartime investing is the best. Because just like I was starting off this live stream, you guys know the guy known as Taco immediately. And I'm calling, how many days has this war even started? Less than a week? He's already saying it's going to end soon. So people in the oil regions and the countries that rely on oil start thinking everything's going to be fine. So, you know, the Asian stock market is already acting like everything's kind of subsiding, going to be fine. United States as well. But the stock market dropped so much. You should have been in early. You should have been in there Sunday night, like we were talking about on Friday. You could have taken advantage on the way up, or shall I say, in this case, on the way down. And then the early opening on the way up. And then on the way back down after hours, Dow futures, S&P futures, NASDAQ futures, all in the red, not green. Oil prices going down. You could be making money, ladies and gentlemen, if you know how the stock market trade. That's why wartime investing is one of the best times to invest. This is where multimillionaires can be made, especially if you're paying attention. And you need to be paying attention out here because the aftermath, the empire is lost. Your business, the United States, the way business is going to be done from now on is forever going to be changed. Why do I say this? Because when finally somebody understands strategy. And I don't even know why people aren't reading the art of war, because I have to give accolades when accolades are due. Something I never understood about the Middle East, why they all want to be separate when they all have the oil. And by the way, just a side note, as we run out of fresh water, there are certain countries that have a lot of fresh water. A lot. You might want to find out where those are too. It's not America has the most fresh water, or North American continent. So water wars will be coming down the pike. So keep that in mind. But as I was saying, from a strategic standpoint, would you not do what finally not Israel, Iran has done? If you're going to F around with my enemies, then you are my enemy. So therefore, why am I not attacking you and my enemy since you're in my backyard? So the fact is, the worst thing that can ever happen to a country and you, ladies and gentlemen, is be unarmed. That's why we have to arm you with the tools necessary so you can invest during wartime, no matter what happens. Nobody can stop you. That's what we like here. So, you know what to do. Candlestick Trading Bible. You can go find out how to trade. You go to stopstrugglingnow.com. At the top of the menu, it says Candlestick Bible. It's Candlestick Trading Bible. Use that to learn, because this is going to be something that your kids, grandkids, everybody should be learning right now, because it will not go away. This is one of the few things that will never go away, because earn during wartime is going to be excellent. And guess what? Wartime is not over. I don't really care what the president says. You know why? Because there's a problem. If you come to my house in our neighborhood and you try to burn down my house, and then my neighbor across the street tries to burn down my house and you help them, I now know you two are a problem immediately. Now, what I know is you two get to go 3 or 4 doors down to re-up and be able to attack from those positions. Now I have to be like, hold up. You guys, why are you letting them use your place to attack me? Oh, we're neutral. We're just letting them use our base right here so they can attack from a different angle. Now I'm thinking I'm going to have to tear your house down and theirs too. You can stay not having an army, but we keeping ours. So now, what mercy are you going to be under? Because the one of these guys that started my original neighbors, one of them are leaving. One of them I can shoot every day, all day if I want. So you guys are going to have to make a choice. Are you going to be friends, or are you going to be foes? Because we're the bad dogs here. And by the way, aren't we all in bricks? Gentlemen, right. That's why Russia comes to the playground. That's why China comes to the playground. That's why Brazil said, hey guys, come on now. We can't have none of this. You seeing where this empire goes, ladies and gentlemen. Empire lost because new alignments have been made. India's buying oil from Russia. You getting it yet? India says, hold on, man. 70 to 80% of our country needs oil. And you're telling us we can't get it from the Middle East because we got problems. We're not sending any boat ships around there. So now we're going to deal with Russia. We don't care about the United States over here talking about they're, got an embargo or whatever. No, no, no. Our citizens need oil. We need oil. I'm sorry. Bye bye. And the other nations just found out, oh, you can't really protect us after all. So now they're going to start making new alliances, as in Spain, Italy, and a few other countries said, oh, no, you can't use your bases here to attack Iran. Not on our watch. So now the empire is lost, ladies and gentlemen, but your empire is not, because the playground just got smaller and you need to be in the game. Do not let the parade go by and you go, you have to be in the game. So we're making sure you're in the game. This isn't called the SSN Nation for nothing. Let me know what you guys think. In fact, I better check and make sure that my mic is on, because tonight might be one of those nights. All right. EV Place in the house. I see that icon next to his name, which means he's a member of the channel, which I humbly appreciate. Thank you so much for that and your support. And welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. He brings his tagline, good evening. Eric, a week ago, we were talking about oil reaching 100 when it was at 72. I hope you made some money. You're damn right. And even though I'm late tonight, there's a reason I'm juggling between medical care and investing. It's a good thing we can be mobile, ladies and gentlemen, but still, it puts a toll. But still, it's win, win, win. Oh, yes, 80, 90, 100, rising, 110. Oh, loving life, ladies and gentlemen. And I love life when the top 100 stocks were going down hundreds of points on the short side. Talk about a glorious last 2, 3 days. And guess what? There's more to come, because Taco is going to have no choice. You guys don't understand where you live. All of those $1 million rockets that taxpayers pay for, guess what? How many of those rockets do you think the United States makes and can send over to a region and maintain? We need something over in all these countries to defend and play police around the world. Sooner or later, I think somebody got a call today. You guys know I'm not with the Trump line, but somebody got a call today and said, hey, all this armory that we need to deal with this Middle East and all these bases, uh, unless we got some major manufacturing facility that can produce these things, and several of them within a week's time, you better slow your roll. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Are you guys getting it yet? Do you know where you live yet? The big old bad. It's fine. America is one of the free places that is kind of not free, but the freest you're going to get, pretty much. Just imagine, the empire is lost. The respect is lost. New alignments are being made as we speak, and you get the benefit. Guess who's going to be losing? Oh, yes. Some of the rich guys, some of the billionaires, multimillionaires. They no longer going to be able to have the backing of the United States government, and they can go abroad and do all these crazy side deals. Them countries are going to be like, we don't have to deal with your ass no more. Watch what happens. We'll see if I'm right or wrong, because guess what? This will live forever. I don't erase too many videos, and I won't be doing this one for sure. All right. So we can always go back. 50 cents per gallon up at Massachusetts gas stations. Yeah, around the board, it's anywhere from 50 to $1. All right. So this is what's expected. So again, you have to take advantage. You can't sit on the sidelines and go, oh, I have a job working 9 to 5. Okay, you might not have a job next week. At the end of this year, you might not have a job. Then what? And not only if you're lucky enough to have a job right now and it's a livable wage job, do you understand there's livable wage jobs are going away? So nobody can survive on $50,000, right? If you're a family, if you're single, you might be able to, can make it work. But if you have a family and children, um, and you need daycare or anything like that, you're going to have problems. This is a no way out scenario because we don't have manufacturing facilities. This isn't 1900. This isn't 1925. This is not 1945 where there's manufacturing and we have the cheap labor on the planet and we're supplying the world because our factories are manufacturing at near capacity and we can always hire people at livable wage jobs. No, them days are over because the empire got greedy. And here we are. Our citizens, you guys are in trouble. By the way, oh man, I wish I could remember this because this is why you need to get your stock trading on. Let me make sure you understand. Oil plunges 10% as Trump says Iran will be hit 20 times harder if it stops oil flows via Hormuz, the Strait of Hormuz. In case you don't know, that is a stranglehold on oil. Oil has to move through those straits and other places that Iran controls. This is why Iran actually, even though they are often portrayed as the bad guys, um, and sure, they've done plenty of bad, just like every country. But the fact of the matter is, they were not the ones that opened up fire on the United States or Israel. And in fact, when they were slaughtering people in Palestine, Israel sat on the sidelines, which again, that's one of my little pet peeves. That's why I can't really have love for these guys because they sat there and watched people get slaughtered, just like the whole Middle East and sat there, just like the EU, just like the US, what Israel was doing, and sat there. I'm like, what are you guys doing? You're their neighbors. Why aren't you stopping this? This is in your region. The bully's on the block in your region, and you're just going to sit idly by? See, that's where the problem comes in because the bully thinks now that they can just roll over all of you since you all sat there, did nothing. And that's why we have a problem now, Houston, because all these guys are like, hold on, hold on, hold on. We weren't trying to be anywhere near this. Now you're hurting all of our countries. By default, you're hurting all of our countries. And you're not really helping us that much. So what? All right. Uh, and I got to say, from a tactical standpoint, I got to give it up for Iran. Like I said, I love that they're attacking them, even though I don't really love it, but they're attacking um, spots that they should, making sure that the countries go, well, we're not really attacking you. We just want to let you know that your friends that you allow to stay were in your country, that's who we're really attacking. So that's where they were strategic. And I got to give them credit for that from a war standpoint. So again, you guys don't understand where you live, and it's about to get very, very interesting over the rest of this year and beyond. That's why I ended this, not the sentence on the live stream, Empire lost, because this just showed right now. And unfortunately for us in America, taxpayers can't keep paying for this armament. We can't keep paying $1 trillion a year for to have the biggest weapons, baddest weapons, and our citizens starve. Can't that sooner or later is going to come to a head, and it might be now. So we will see. Let me know what you guys think. But now that we got that out the way, because again, wartime investing is the best. Earn while you can. World has changed forever. And because of that, there's going to be new opportunities. And in fact, it's almost as if somebody said that there was a 3-year time frame. It's funny how it all works out. The SSN Nation program. We started 2 years, 9 months ago. The countdown. December 31st, 2026. You better have your 775 credit score. You better have which means your debt is reduced dramatically. You need your bank account outside the United States. You need to learn new skills that makes money with using your own skill set, not going to a job, not being under somebody else, not waiting on payouts from somebody else, not waiting on commissions, not waiting on anybody. You have to be the one that's going to make the money. All right. So I got the Candlestick Trading Bible in the chat room. Everybody who watches this live stream on replay, the chat room, if you don't see it, you have to hit the top button. If you're on your mobile phone, you hit the top comment, you scroll left, I believe. It'll ask you questions. It's a live stream chat. You want us to open it or something of that nature. All right. Now, the other thing, members of the channel, I want to thank you so much. I have released a video for members of the channel. You guys get to see it first. Yes, it has to do with earn 8% weekly. The first week, I uploaded via crypto to Prime Wealth Advisors. The ones that have this 8% a week, which I call high risk, high reward. So do not put anything in there that you cannot afford to lose. So the bottom line is March 28th, I believe it was, I uploaded crypto. That day when they showed received or processed is the day the 8% started. February 7th, 1 minute after the date and time, a week later, they gave me my 8%. So just so you understand, testing, 1, 2, 3. So I uploaded $108. 8% of that is $8.64. I uploaded a video. I showed you guys. I went through it. And I'm going to do something today. But first, we got to get to this thing first. Because if this keeps working, which by the way, 30% per month is awfully crazy. Okay. Another source of income. Exactly. That's what we need. That's exactly right. EV Place got it down pat. He's already got his excellent resources. He's got his own business. He's got his stuff outside of the United States, banking inside the United States. He's got real estate outside of the United States, inside the United States. He's all set. His credit score is rising. He's all good. He's got the playbook ready. Another source of income. So this 8% per week, I can't see how it's not a Ponzi of some sort. I don't know how they're doing it, which by the way, I should have asked. But today, because I cannot do a compound, because the minimum deposit is $100 via crypto, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all that. Bitcoin, Ethereum, USDT, ERC20, or USDT, think it's TRX20 or TRX20 probably on the Tron network. So those are the only ways you can upload. So I uploaded $108. It ends up being interest was $8.64 for the first week. And that also means it's going to be $8.64 next week, February 14th. All right. 7/14. Yeah. So that's what it's going to be. Saturday in the morning, they'll give me another interest payment. Now, I clearly had these guys on a chat bot or whatever today, and I said, how can I actually upload? They said, you can't. I can't put the $8.64 into my 108. There's a reason, because you have to have $100 in your account minimum. So since there's no 100 minimum, I cannot move it into my 108. So I can either wait or deposit another $100, and then it'll be $16 and some change every week. But for how long? I don't know. High risk, ladies and gentlemen. And I don't really know if there's any way to figure out what's going on, because I searched. I could find, yes, some address and things of this in the UK. But at the same time, these guys are playing it close to the vest, which indicates it could be Ponzi. But again, I'm willing to take small risk, because if it actually ends up where this turns out to be long term, because I'll probably add another 100 or two in there, then all of a sudden, if it keeps going month after month, we have Vanessa Comegate, Seamless Genius, already involved over 6 months, probably 7 or 8 months by now. She told us like 6, 7 months ago. But I said, okay, well, I'm going to sit back and see what happens, because it should implode, you would think, if it was Ponzi. But again, I don't know all the ways that they make money. 30%. Some people have admitted, and they have to admit, like me, That seems like a Ponzi. That seems like a scam. That seems like it potentially could be bad for you. That's why you take only risk that you can afford. And if you want to get involved with it, I suggest everybody right now, the video's up just to show you right now, earn 8% weekly. But here's the thing, you don't have to do anything, but I would suggest you download. Use my link because there is a thing that I just found out today. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to show you guys something. My account, I don't mind showing it because it's very simple. There's nothing to be shown really. It just tells you how much is in there and no biggie. Um, and it tells you the interest. And let me see if I can pull it up. Let me see if I still have it. The only reason I want to show you this is because there's something on the screen. There we go. Let me get this on screen though first. Hold on. This might give me might get me. Let's see what happens. Might get me. Whenever we start talking about, but the first things first. Who's the